Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever followed the rules only to find out later that the rules changed and nobody told you? That is what is happening right now with SNAP benefits. SNAP is the food assistance program that helps millions of Americans buy groceries each month. For many people, it is the difference between eating regularly and going hungry. Starting this year, new work requirements are being enforced, and these changes are affecting people who were never required to meet them before. Some people will not find out until their benefits are suddenly reduced or stopped. Today, I want to explain what is changing, who is affected, why this matters so much, and what you can do right now to protect yourself or someone you care about. If you find this information helpful, please like this video and subscribe to Retirees Info for clear, easy-to-understand updates. What SNAP work requirements mean? Let's slow things down and start with the basics. Under the new rules, adults between 18 and 64 years old may be required to complete 80 hours per month of qualifying activity. That activity can be paid work, volunteer work, or participation in an approved job training or education program. 80 hours per month works out to about 20 hours per week. Now, here is the part many people miss. Doing the work is not enough. You must also report the work. If the state does not have proof, the system assumes the work did not happen. This is not about effort. It is about paperwork. And paperwork is where many people lose benefits. Why people are losing benefits without warning. Many people assume that if they are working, everything is fine. Unfortunately, that is not always true. For example, someone may be working part-time. They are meeting the hour requirement, but they forget to submit pay stubs. Or their employer does not respond to a verification request, or the paperwork is submitted late. From the state's perspective, the requirement was not met. Benefits can be reduced or terminated automatically. This often happens during recertification, or after a system update, or when a caseworker reviews a file. That is why people are being caught off guard. Groups that lost automatic exemptions. Several groups that were previously exempt are now required to meet work rules. This includes veterans, people experiencing homelessness, people who aged out of foster care, and parents whose youngest child is 14 or older. These exemptions used to be automatic. Now they are not. That means people in extremely difficult situations must track hours, submit forms, and meet deadlines. Missing even one step can result in lost benefits. Older adults nearing retirement. One of the biggest changes involves age. In the past, adults over 54 years old were exempt from these work requirements. That exemption no longer applies. The new cutoff is 64 years old. This affects people between 55 and 64. These are individuals who may have health limitations, chronic conditions, difficulty finding employment, or limited access to transportation. Finding a job at this age is not easy, but under the new rules, these challenges do not automatically excuse the requirement. How parents are affected? Parents are also impacted by a major change. Previously, having a child under 18 provided an exemption. Now, the exemption only applies if the youngest child is under 14. If your youngest child is 14, 15, 16, or 17, you may need to meet work requirements. This includes single parents. This change has surprised many families, especially those already juggling school schedules, childcare, and household responsibilities. When these rules take effect, the timeline is not the same everywhere. Some states began enforcing these rules late last year. Others started this year. Some counties received temporary delays. Many people will not be required to prove compliance until their next recertification, but states are allowed to enforce the rules earlier if they provide notice. This is why staying informed is critical. Exemptions that still exist. Some exemptions are still available. You may qualify if you have a physical or mental health condition that prevents work, you are pregnant, you are caring for someone who is disabled, you are receiving unemployment benefits, or you expect to return to work within 60 days. These exemptions are not automatic. Documentation is required. Medical exemptions usually require a doctor's form. Caregiver exemptions require verification. What counts as work? If you do not qualify for an exemption, several activities may count. Paid employment counts. Volunteer work often counts. This may include work at churches, food banks, or community organizations. SNAP employment and training programs also count. Some states offer workfare programs. Each state sets its own rules. Documentation and reporting. Documentation is critical. You may need 1. Pay stubs, 2. Employer verification, 3. Volunteer logs, tax documents for self-employment. Changes must be reported promptly. If your hours drop below 80, you must notify your caseworker. Failure to report can result in termination. The 3-month limit. If you do not meet work requirements, SNAP benefits are limited. You can receive benefits for only 3 months in a 3-year period. These months do not need to be consecutive. Once the 3 months are used, benefits stop. To restart benefits, eligibility must be restored. What you should do right now. Here are the most important steps. Update your contact information. Confirm whether the rules apply to you. Keep records of all work or volunteer activity. Submit exemption paperwork immediately if you qualify. If benefits are denied incorrectly, you have the right to appeal. Legal aid organizations can help. These changes are real. They are happening now, and they are affecting millions of Americans. Do not wait until your benefits disappear. Take action while you still have time. If this video helped you, please share it. Subscribe to Retirees Info for updates that matter, and take care of yourself.